Hello again. Now we move to the second section of our introduction in mathematics. In this section, we focus on variables, unknowns, and parameters. A variable is a symbol or a letter that stands for a number or a quantity that can hold any predefined value depending on the situation that you are dealing with. Variables are mainly of two types. We have independent or primary, and we have dependent. When variables are used in scientific expressions, it's always essential to define their interval of definition and units as well. Let's take some examples. The speed v of a moving car at an instant of time t between 0 and 5 is given by. Notice the statement above specifies that we have two main variables, v and t. From the given, t can be observed as the primary variable, and as it changes, it affects the other variable, which is v. The important thing when you look at the expression, which is v equals 2t plus 5, is that we have the units assigned underneath each one. So you notice that v is in meters per second and t is in seconds. Now, we are also given that t belongs to the interval 0, 5 seconds and v is in meters per second. So t belongs to the interval 0, 5 seconds. We have specified the interval and the unit of t. Then v is expressed in meters per second as the unit. This is very important when you write scientific expressions. T is the primary variable, as we mentioned. It can admit any value from 0 to 5 because it's defined like that. Whereas v is a dependent variable whose value depends and is determined by t. Now, passing to unknowns. An unknown is also a symbol or a letter that admits one or more value or values that are to be determined. If we take the previous expression, v equals 2t plus 5, and we replace v by 11, we get 2t plus 5 equals 11, or 11 equals 2t plus 5. Let's write it here, it's the same thing. In this case, t admits a value that is yet to be determined, so we call it an unknown. Just in case you wonder about solving, I think you all know how to solve this. We isolate t. 2t equals 11 minus 5, which is 6. Then t equals 6 over 2, which is 3. We will pass back to equations in a later section. Okay? A parameter is a quantity that influences the output or behavior of a mathematical object, but it is viewed as held constant. How's that? Consider the expression y equal ax squared plus bx plus c, which is the general equation of a parabola. X or x squared, x in fact is the variable, simply because it admits any value within a certain interval that you can choose. But a, b, and c are parameters, because when you deal with a certain equation of a parabola, these will be given. But when you deal with another parabola, a, b, and c will admit different values. So a, b, and c here are what's known as parameters and not variables or unknowns. That's it concerning variables, unknowns, and parameters. Let's pass to this application, which you can solve on your own. Identify the variable, unknown, or parameter in each of the following. Then, once you finish this, you can discuss the answers with your instructors, or as we mentioned before, feel free to write your questions in the comment section and we'll try to answer them as soon as we can.